The emergency klaxons had been screaming across Colony Station Kepler 442b for 3 standard hours when Bassett finally found what the scanners had missed. A life pod, half submerged in the methane lakes of the planet's northern hemisphere. Through the murky orange liquid, he could make out a humanoid figure trapped inside, unconscious and slowly drowning in the alien atmosphere that had leaked through the pod's cracked hull. Bassett didn't hesitate. While his fellow human colonists debated protocols and safety measures through the comm channels, he dove his maintenance exosuit into the caustic lake. The methane burned through his suit's outer layer, but the reinforced inner shell held. Humanity had learned to build things tough after centuries of surviving in hostile environments, where other species had failed. The figure inside the pod was unlike anything in the colonial databases. She appeared humanoid but possessed delicate fox-like ears that twitched even in unconsciousness, and a flowing tail that had wrapped protectively around her legs. Her skin held a faint luminescent quality, and intricate patterns like circuit boards ran along her arms. Clearly cybernetic enhancements, but organic in their integration. Bassett forced open the pod's emergency hatch with his suit's plasma cutter, fighting against the pressure differential. Methane rushed in, but he managed to create an air pocket using his suit's emergency atmospheric generator, another piece of human engineering that had saved countless lives across the galaxy. He pulled the foxwoman against his chest and activated his suit's return thrusters. Back on the station, the medical bay erupted in controlled chaos. The foxwoman, whom the Universal Translator eventually identified as Elsa from her pod's data logs, belonged to the Vulpine Collective, a reclusive species that had avoided contact with the galactic community for over 2 centuries. Her ship had been attacked by raiders and she'd been drifting in the damaged life pod for weeks. Dr. Sarah Chen, the station's chief medical officer, worked frantically to stabilize Elsa's unique physiology. Her cellular structure is incredibly complex, she muttered to Bassett as he refused to leave the medical bay. The cybernetic integration is unlike anything we've seen. It's not just technology, it's evolved symbiosis. When Elsa finally opened her eyes, brilliant, amber with vertical pupils, they immediately found Bassett. She spoke in a melodic language that the translator struggled with, but her meaning was clear, gratitude and something deeper. "She says you saved her life," Dr. Chen translated. "But there's more. The translator is having trouble with some concepts. Something about a life debt and soul binding." Bassett tried to downplay his actions. "Anyone would have done the same. It's just human nature." Elsa's ears perked up at the word human, and she spoke again, more urgently this time. "She says that's not true," Dr. Chen continued, frowning at the translation. "She says her people have encountered 17 different species in this sector over the past century. None of them would have risked their lives for a stranger from an unknown species, she says. She says humans are either very stupid or very brave." "Maybe both," Bassett replied with a tired smile. Over the following days, as Elsa recovered, she refused to leave Bassett's side. She followed him through his maintenance rounds, her enhanced senses proving incredibly useful in detecting equipment failures before they became critical. Her technology interfaced seamlessly with the station's systems, improving efficiency by 30% within a week. But it was more than professional assistance. Elsa had declared something the translator kept rendering as pack bond or life-sworn companion. The closest human equivalent seemed to be a combination of loyalty oath, marriage vow, and military partnership. "It's not just gratitude," Dr. Chen explained to Bassett during one of their daily briefings. "According to the cultural data we've managed to decode, her species forms incredibly strong social bonds. When someone saves their life in such circumstances, they become essentially family, more than family." The situation became complicated when a Vulpine Collective ship arrived to retrieve Elsa. The elegant vessel, shaped like a silver teardrop with flowing organic curves, hung in space beside the angular human colony ship like art beside machinery. Captain Vexhai, Elsa's commanding officer, materialized on the station via their advanced teleportation technology. He was tall and imposing, with silver fur and cybernetic implants that glowed with soft blue light. His conversation with Elsa was heated, conducted in rapid-fire Vulpine that made the translators smoke. "He's ordering her to return," Dr. Chen whispered to Bassett. "But she's refusing. She says she's made a life bond and won't break it." Captain Vexhide turned his attention to Bassett, his vertical pupils narrowing. When he spoke, his words were carefully chosen, translated into perfect standard, human Bassett. My tactical officer tells me you risked your life to save her when you had no obligation to do so. This is unusual behavior. Not really, Bassett replied. It's just what people do. Just what people do, Vexhide repeated slowly. In our observations of this galaxy, most species calculate risk versus reward before acting. They consider political implications, resource costs, potential contamination risks. You did none of this. Bassett shrugged. She was drowning. I could help. So I did. Vexhide's ears twitched, apparently the vulpine equivalent of surprise. You have no idea what you've done, do you, human? Elsa is one of our finest tactical officers, enhanced with our most advanced neural cybernetic interfaces. She processes battlefield information at superhuman speeds and can interface directly with any technological system. And now, because of some primitive mammalian instinct to help strangers, she's declared herself your permanent companion. I didn't ask her to. It doesn't matter what you asked, Vexhide interrupted. What matters is what you did. And what you did was demonstrate something we thought was extinct in the galaxy. Selfless courage. The captain paused, studying Bassett with those unsettling amber eyes. Tell me, human, what do you know of the Void Swarm? Bassett exchanged glances with Dr. Chen. The what? Ancient machines. They consume entire star systems, converting matter into more of themselves. They've been dormant for millennia, but our long-range sensors detect signs of awakening. The galaxy will need warriors soon. Warriors who don't calculate the odds before acting. Vexhide's expression shifted, becoming something that might have been a smile. Perhaps Elsa's life bond is not the disaster I first thought. Perhaps the galaxy needs more humans. As the Vulpine ship departed, Elsa remained behind, her request for extended cultural exchange approved by both governments. She stood beside Bassett on the observation deck, watching her people's ship disappear into hyperspace. Regret? Bassett asked, noting her expression. Elsa's tail swished once, a gesture he'd learned meant contentment. No regret. You humans have a saying, yes? Home is where the heart is. My heart is here now, with my packmate who would dive into poison lakes for strangers. She paused, her cybernetic implants glowing softly as she interfaced with the station's sensor array. Besides, Captain Vexhide was right. The galaxy will need warriors soon, and warriors work better in pairs. Bassett looked out at the alien stars, wondering what challenges lay ahead. Whatever came, he knew he wouldn't face it alone. Sometimes the best things in life came from simply doing what was right, without thinking too hard about the consequences. After all, it was just human nature.